So your brain doesn't want you to change because all it wants to do is help you survive. So it will do the least amount of work that it can to keep you alive, which is why it's very difficult, especially if you're not a beginner, to build muscle. Why? Because building muscle is expensive. And building muscle, compared to keeping you alive and satiated and functioning, it's not a priority. So when it comes to changing, when it comes to becoming a new person and shifting into the identity that you want to shift into, the brain's going to resist that because the brain has all of these existing patterns, all of these existing neural connections that it's built up, and breaking all of those down and putting them back together is very taxing. It's very expensive. This is what it means. If let's just say you're addicted to video games, for example. Dopamine is the neurochemical that motivates you to do things. Sure, it gives you pleasure or whatnot, but mostly it motivates you to do them again. And so if you've already built those dopamine pathways to play video games, it feels good. So you're gonna do it again and again and again and again. And now you've built it up. Now it's a very strong pathway, a very strong bridge. Now the problem is you wanna cut that off. You want to burn that bridge and create a new one. Well, there's a problem there. The brain sees playing video games as survival. I know that sounds crazy, doesn't it? Let me explain why. Back when we were hunting for food, like everybody was hunting for food. I mean, we were cavemen and we was just discovering fire. We had to figure out how we were going to eat. And sometimes that would be hunting animals. Let's say a caveman went to a certain location with a certain weapon. And if you throw it like that, you kill a deer. You kill the deer over and over and over again. Of course, the brain's gonna be like, oh, this is great because I'm getting to eat. I'm able to eat now. And eating feels good. So of course the caveman is gonna go back and kill them over and over and over and over again. Not the same deer, of course, but new deer. Just go to the same location because they know that's where the deer is, and take the same weapon because they know that that's how you kill the deer. That's the weapon to kill the deer, and they're gonna keep repeating the process. And it's going to get easier and easier for them to do this. Now it's not even about motivation. The motivation is to survive. It's natural motivation. It's dopamine motivation. It's not it's not willpower anymore. Willpower would be like the first or second time doing it, but it's not willpower anymore. It's motivation. And so let's bring it into the modern day. You don't have no motivation to do the things you actually want to do, to shift your identity to somebody that you may be proud of. Maybe you want to be a video gamer. That's fine. Like I said many times, I do not hate video games. I actually love them. But they're keeping me from my goals, and they might be keeping you from your goals, at least being addicted to them. When it comes to changing your brain now, your brain thinks of the video games as survival. That's why you don't have to motivate yourself to play the game. The only problem with video games is it's highly stimulating. You get overstimulated by playing all day, all day, all day, all day, every day, every day, every day, every day. It's very addictive and it's designed to be that way. You don't have to motivate yourself. What have you motivated yourself to play a video game? Like really think of that. What have you motivated yourself to open up TikTok and scroll? That's never happened. Ever. But now you have to exercise willpower to stop doing it. And so the brain doesn't want you to change because they think they link the video game, social media to survival. I know it's a little extreme, right? But that's what's going on. I'm letting you know what's going on so we can fix it. Okay, so now that we know what's going on, we can fix it. The simple way to fix it, it's simple but not easy, is to just get rid of it. You don't gotta sell your video games. You don't gotta throw your phone across the room. You don't gotta do none of that. But put it away. Delete the apps. Out of sight, out of mind. And you're gonna have cravings. Don't expect to not have cravings. Don't expect to not have the itch that you need to scratch, that you want to go and pull the games back out or re-download the apps. But it should be easier for you to not do it if it's not in front of your face. Now it's an extra step to get there. It's making it harder. This is something that James Clear talks about in Atomic Habits. You have to make it harder to access. And the more friction you add, the less and less you're going to want to engage in the process. So you remove it, and you don't just remove it for a day or two. You have to remove it for 2 to 3 weeks, sometimes even more. Like I said, this is not easy. This ain't for the weak. So if you really, really want to change your life, if you really want to become the person that you say you want to be, this is how you do it. Because once you get rid of those things, you free your mind up from, it goes from consuming to creating, or consuming to producing. You're gonna have crazy brain fog if all you're doing is scrolling all day, or all you're doing is playing video games all day. Because I did. When I was doing that shit, I had crazy brain fog. But when you get rid of those things, you can start to think clearly, and you can start to move towards your goals. And on top of that, the hard things don't seem as hard anymore. Like I said, it's about dopamine. The games, the social media, all that's easy dopamine. It's high pleasure and low effort. But how it's supposed to be is, if you want something that's high pleasure, you gotta match it with high effort. And of course, low pleasure, low effort. That's how it's supposed to be. So I've told you the big secret. I know it's not a big secret. You probably already know this, but you're probably doing it wrong. And that's why you need to do it for at least, I'm not even gonna say 2 weeks anymore. I'm gonna say 3 weeks. You don't even have to go on a full detox. Just remove the core things, the things that you know for sure your worst vices. They have to go for at least 3 weeks. And this is not something that you do temporarily. This is something that you do as a lifestyle. If you're trying to become a certain person, if you're trying to improve yourself drastically. And sure, you can, in the future, you can go back to them. But now they got to go. So embrace discipline. Embrace infinity. Peace. Boop, 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 boom, boom, boom. Ah!